It's the Wait a Minute Show.
Bruh. Ain't that right, Lopan? Wait a minute. Book it. Really? Really?
The Wait a Minute Show.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Once again, it is your man, Jelani J.B. Bodie, here on another episode of The Wait a Minute Show. And I am not by myself. I am here with my co-host, who doesn't like to be in the limelight, but Lopan is here with me as well.
Indeed.
So thank you for joining us. But more importantly, thank you, you listeners out there and people who are watching on the YouTube channel. Thank you for attending with your boy here once again talking about sports. So we got a lot of stuff that we're going to get into. We're going to touch base in the WNBA. We're going to touch in the NFL. Possibly a Big L award, that I may hand out.
Indeed.
Calm down, Lopan. This guy, he's always wanted me to, call somebody a loser or whatever. It's not necessary every week, Lopan. Not necessary, but we got a lot of stuff. But we're going to start off, and we're going to kick this thing off first by telling you to make sure, if you're not already, you see it right there, subscribe to this channel, to the YouTube channel, and make sure that you are turning on the notifications, liking and sharing it, out there. But we're going to get this thing started. We're going to kick into boxing. We're going to lead off with boxing slash a little MMA, because a fight was announced, right? There's been a bunch of fights, but a heavyweight matchup, let's just say that, and a fight, it's a fight too, has been announced with Tyson Fury and Francis Ngannou, has agreed to meet in the ring, not the octagon, but the squared circle, October 28th. I think I want to say in Saudi Arabia, if I remember correctly. And they will be going toe-to-toe. Basically, this is going to be a battle for the baddest man on the planet, right? So, look, I tell you right now, I'm not, I am no boxing aficionado. I'm not finna be breaking it down, piece by piece and all this stuff. No Tony Atlas, no Steven Jackson or anything. People be, knocking Steven Jackson, talking about he don't know nothing about boxing, but you know enough. So he be on the shows. But no, I'm not breaking out. But what I am going to be talking about is the matchup itself. And I don't even think you need to be an analyst to know this is a matchup that you are intrigued to see, right? So let's talk about the Tyson Fury side for a second. One of it is why this fight is happening is that Tyson Fury was trying to get some deals done with some other fighters like Anthony Joshua and others, out there, just didn't work out. They couldn't work out a plan. So this is available to him, which is not a bad availability for Tyson Fury, because it's going to be a fight. Tyson Fury, as you've seen, he doesn't duck anybody. He takes on anybody and all comers. It's just, it got to be right. And it got to be the right time, to really do it. So, he has time, so he's just like, why not? Yeah, I like fighting. He likes fighting. Let's get it on. Let's figure out, what this is, right? So that makes all the sense in the world. And it's a payday. It's a payday instead of waiting on somebody else, because you'll still be able to, fight those other fighters that's out there. And why will he be able to still fight those fighters that's out there? Because it is going down right now. It's not a league sanction or a boxing sanction, fight. It is a boxing match, but it's not sanctioned by a league or anything like that, because the league, well, here's the thing. Francis Ngannou is not ranked, right? He's not, it would be unfair to just move him up and just say, hey, you get the, battle for the title and all that stuff. So it is, I guess what they say, a exhibition, but it's a fight, man. It's a fight. It ain't like, and they're saying that they're going to go out there and they're really going to get down. And I believe both sides, right? So Francis Ngannou, this is also, a big payday for him as well. His agent or his representative has been talking about that this payout will be more than any fight collectively that he did in UFC, right? So this is what he's been talking about. I saw him, on the shop back in a few months ago when he was talking about this and trying to work with the UFC, and there's been talks about the UFC not paying this, its fighters, like they feel that they should be. And now he's created another avenue. He's been doing other things. I've seen him in movies and all this stuff. So now he's created himself another lane. And this right here, I won't say it didn't start with Mayweather and Conor McGregor, but it did, let's just say took it to another level, right? So it took it to another level on this. So this is going to be, I think, a really, really interesting match. It's just really just some guys getting together that can really throw some punches and see who walks out of here. That's why I think they're selling it as the baddest man on the planet, right? So baddest man on the planet will go down October 28th. I'm excited. Hopefully y'all are excited as well. And we'll watch that and we'll talk about it when it goes down. Lopan is already trying to put money on it.
Indeed.
Stop it, Lopan. Stop it. Okay? So before we move on, we're going to take a break. And then when we come back from the break, we're going to get into our next topic, which is WNBA talk. Somebody went super sane. And we'll talk about that once when we get back. It's the Wait a Minute Show. We'll be back.
Do you want your next Atlanta event to be memorable? If so, have Drinking Color at your next function. Drinking Color is sophisticated bartending that creates signature cocktails for your special occasion. Wow your family, friends, and business associates next time with Drinking Color. You can contact the owner, Kiki Lewis, at 678-813-7102. That's 678-813-7102. You can also email her at drinkincolor@gmail.com and follow on Instagram at drinkincolor. And tell her you were referred by the Wait a Minute Show. Drinking Color, cocktail catering. Let the cocktail sparkle at your next event.
So there you have it. Make sure you saw you heard the promo. Drinking Color, man. Just check it out. Google it. Instagram. Kiki. She does catering cocktail, parties. It's major. So check it out. Now let's get into what our second topic, which is Sabrina Ionescu. I want to make Ionescu. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. I don't want to be disrespectful, but WNBA All-Star Weekend has been going down, and they got their own three-point competition, right? Own three-point competition, and she's in the final round. Had the previous round, she had just, I think she had dropped 26, in that. Really good. That's a really good number. Gets you to the final round, to win the title. But Sabrina decided, you know what? I'm going to take this thing to another level, right? I'm going to go super sane. And she dropped 37 points, ladies and gentlemen. Indeed, Lopan. She only missed like 2 shots, just to give you a perspective of what she was doing. She started off the first basket, or the first, what you call it, carousel or whatever, wherever what the baskets are sitting on, or the basketballs are sitting on. She missed one out of that, and then she just went crazy, right? And then she missed one all the way on the other side of the court. But sometimes, you miss one, and then you just kind of get out of rhythm, and she got right back in the rhythm. So, look, I'm not surprised, right? She did her thing. And the reason that I'm not surprised that she did this as well, because I don't think, I don't know if it might have been someone that came close to hitting all their shots in the NBA as well. I'm pretty sure. I think Craig Hodges went off. A few other players have went off. But the reason I'm not surprised is I've said this for a long time, right? I've said this for a long time. Women are better shooters of the basketball. Overall, women are better shooters of the basketball than anybody else on the planet, right? Anybody else on the planet. And because Their mechanics are better. Their rhythm is better. The practicing they're better. You got some people that's just, hey, you know what? I'm a wing it, whoa, you know, and I'm just gonna throw it up, and it's going in. It's going in. But like, as far as just really putting together what a proper jump shot looks like, women basketball does that better than any other basketball that's out there, right? I've been saying that. I think I've been saying that since high school, high school, college, or whatever.
Indeed.
Right. Thank you. Well, Penny, you didn't even know me doing, high school, college, but I appreciate you backing me up though. But yeah, so I'm not surprised that she did it, but on the stage that it was on, because it's been players that I've seen Gilbert Arenas get hot, and just hitting consecutive shot after consecutive shot on consecutive shots. So it can be done. But on the stage of where it was in the finals. It's the closeout. It's to, everything is set up for it. A la like Larry Bird when he hit his and he put the one finger up, to let everybody know it was over. That was the moment, right? That was the moment. That was like, let me shut this thing down, and let me shut it down right. And that's what Sabrina did in great fashion. Again, this is another highlight to the WNBA, and to just show people that's out there that they got that fire too. They got that fire. They got shooters. They got shooters out there, right? So again, congrats to Sabrina on what she did. That was amazing. It was very an enjoyable watch as well, because you just sit there and just like, is she gonna miss? Is she gonna miss? She ain't miss. She ain't miss. So yeah, props to her. Props to her. What else we got going on? Oh, NFL. Let's touch base in the NFL, right? So coaching wise, Bill Belichick, head coach of the New England Patriots, head coach of the New England Patriots, who have won Super Bowl after Super Bowl after Super Bowl, and all this, success that he has, and will go down as, some people will call him the greatest, but he'll definitely go down as one of the top greatest coaches, of all time in the NFL. That's undeniable. But there's these reports coming out that Bill Belichick friends, now check this out, friends are a little worried that he might be on the hot seat this year with the New England Patriots and Robert Kraft. Now, Robert Kraft has talked about, the confidence that he has in Bill Belichick, and, and he did mention, though, this is about winning, though. This is the winning business, and so forth. But could Bill Belichick, of all coaches, be on the hot seat?
Indeed.
No, not necessarily, Lopan. No, not necessarily. You know what? I do know for the past, 5 seasons or 4 or 5 seasons, they haven't had the success that Patriots fans have been accustomed to. But I said this before. Once when Tom Brady left, you've come back down to reality with the rest of the league, right? There is no way you were going to expect Mac Jones to be anything closely to Tom Brady, right? That's just unfair, because there's nobody that's like trying to compare any other San Francisco 49er quarterback to Joe Montana. The closest is Steve Young, right? So it's just not fair, right? Dan Marino, it's not fair. Who else am I? Peyton Manning, it's not fair. John Elway, it's not fair, to compare those quarterbacks. So it's not fair to compare to Tom Brady. So because it's about a team. So I do think that Robert Kraft is watching, but do I think if they don't make the playoffs again this year that they get rid of Bill Belichick? No, I would think if they don't make the playoffs, then next year, then yeah, I would say hot seat, on it. Now, people have talked about that maybe, his replacement is already in place because they paid a boatload of money to keep Jared Mayo, on that roster. That could be very well true. It could be that they're, transitioning, on it. We've seen coaches that have had, successful runs and big long stints with teams and everything, and they've had all this success and then they finally, just say, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and and bounce out because things ain't what they used to be, right? So I think there's a lot of factors, in it. I think Bill probably wants to see what he can do. Definitely, he wants to have some success because people will say this. We know this. People will say, well, hey, look what happened to you when Tom left. So there's some competitive and ego-ness there that I feel is there as well. But I don't think he's on the hot seat. I could be wrong, but I don't think he's on the hot seat. I think he'll be good this year. But yeah, if it's bad next year, I think it'll be like, hey, is this or nothing? You're out. But maybe they already got something in place. But Bill Belichick, it's kind of weird to hear hot seat and Bill Belichick in the same sentence. Like, wow, that's where we're at now. But yeah, that's where we're at now. Also, where we're at now is this running back situation in the NFL that continues to be, wow. And if you're on YouTube or even if you're on social media, you're watching the Wait a Minute show with your man Jelani JB Bodie. But this running back situation that has been going on, a new story came out. Joe Mixon has decided to take a pay cut, right? Decided to, he was scheduled to make a little bit over $9 million in base salary. Now that goes down to a little bit under $6 million. Now he will have an opportunity with incentives to get it back up to $8 million, but some of this, I look at it a couple ways, right? And I'm looking at Lopan because he's looking at me crazy.
Indeed.
Stop it. So I look at it a couple ways. Is that Joe Mixon talked about him wanting to stay in Cincinnati and the opportunity to win a Super Bowl. That totally makes all the sense in the world. Is like, hey, I'm going to give up, this money or this portion of money to stay because I like it here. I like the team that I'm around. We got a real good chance of getting back to the Super Bowl. We got to the Super Bowl. We just didn't get it done. So if I can get back to the Super Bowl, hey, I make up some of that money that I gave up, or more importantly, I get the ring, that I want. So I do feel that there's a piece of that there. But I do also feel that, look, the landscape that we've seen recently in the NFL when it comes to the running back position, Ezekiel Elliott, he has been released. Dalvin Cook, probably the biggest surprise out there. He's been, released. Kareem Hunt hasn't been picked up yet. You still got Saquon. He's over here trying to, negotiate a new deal. Got franchise tag, but he's not really, on board with what the Giants are trying to offer him. Austin Eckler has had issues with, what's being offered to him, and he's a key focal point in their offense. What is Josh Jacobs for the Raiders? He got franchise tag, but then, there's still discussions there. So I think Joe is probably looking also at that, is that, hey, with this renegotiation of my contract as well, the other thing that I don't go into or experience at this point is, hey, they could release Joe Mixon, and then he's another name, that's out there because we've seen it happen before. So there's no reason to think that, Joe Mixon is just untouchable. So I think he's probably looking at it, a couple of ways and saying, hey, if they move on from me, then I got to, get with another team. I may get with somebody that I really don't want to, play for. And then I'm still playing for the same amount of money that I'm playing for now, but I don't have these incentives, that's in there. So I respect it. If he's happy at the end of the day, that's all that matters. He gets to stay with a competitive team that we're going to be talking about all season long. And then he still is the starting running back because Samaje Perine moved on to another team in free agency. So he's still going to be the go-to guy and be the man there. So a little bit, less in pockets, but hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. Lopan is the one that's selfish with stuff like that.
Indeed.
So, and then Lopan will get cut and he'll be right back here with me on his salary that he's on now. $0. Yes. Last thing that we're going to get into is this new Netflix series. If you haven't seen it, talking about the quarterback, right? So if you haven't seen it, let me tell you a little bit about it. So the quarterback is a series of 8 episodes, executively produced by Peyton Manning, if I remember correctly, but it is covering 3 quarterbacks that's in the NFL this past 2022 season that went down. And one was Marcus Mariota, formerly now, but of the Atlanta Falcons. Then you also had Kirk Cousins, who was and still is the quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings, and reigning Super Bowl champion, Super Bowl MVP, Pat Mahomes. So this is I'll tell you this: if you haven't seen it, go check it out, because it's an interesting angle, because what it is just really to give you the insight and the background as far as like what an NFL quarterback goes through week to week during the NFL season. And obviously there's things there that you're going to see that you remember, because they cover some of the games. You've seen they talked to Kirk about the Buffalo Vikings game. We're going to find out. I haven't gotten to it yet, because I think I'm on the 3rd episode. So I think we're gonna find out more of what happened with Marcus Mariota here in Atlanta, because he didn't finish on the team or with the team once when the season ended. So there were some question marks there. So I think we'll find out a little bit more. But other stuff that you find that I kind of knew, but it just takes you really deep into it, is that what these guys go through. This is not, ladies and gentlemen, this is not somebody like weekend warrior type stuff. These guys put in a lot of work, and they go through a lot to show up on those Sundays to play, that we don't get to see, or we don't understand, or maybe not make the most sense when things are transpiring right in front of our eyes, because some things happen behind the scenes. So you get a chance to see all of that. So saying that, I say this: go check out the series, right? I don't think you'll be disappointed. It's interesting. I think you'll find maybe some fact finding, and then it just helps you out when you're having these discussions later on, about professional sports, but definitely the quarterback situation. Then you find out like, okay, I didn't know this. I think everybody will find out something, from that they didn't know. So that's what I'm watching right now. I'm not a big TV person, so I don't sit down and watch a bunch of stuff. But when I find something that I am interested in, I'll watch all of it, or I'll try and binge watch it, and everything. So this is something that I'm on right now. But hey, if you got something that you're watching as well that you think that I should, go ahead. You can put it in the comment section for this episode, or anything in the future to check out. Hit us up on the Wait a Minute Show at gmail.com. So you very simple, very simple. So I'm looking at Lopan. No, I'm not going to do a Big L award. No, I'm not going to do it, Lopan.
Indeed.
Nope. You're not going to try and convince me. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to succumb to the peer pressure of it. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to head on up out of here, man. That is another episode of the Wait a Minute Show. Again, make sure, if you haven't already, that you're on our subscription list. Go to it. You see the scan. Just go to the scan. That's up there. Which way is it? Is this way? Yeah, there we go. Go to it. Scan it. Go to the waitaminuteshow.com. You can go that way and follow it and hang out with us every week. So we're gonna get out of here. What message? What message should I leave with them? Family. How about let's do that? Family, and keep it simple. Family is important. Family is important, and make sure you keep family one of your priorities. Keep family one of your top priorities in life, because family is sometimes the only thing you got, but it's more of what you got than a lot of other things that's out there. You'll always have family. So that's my message to everybody. Hey, I'll holler at y'all next week, man. Everybody be good. For me, Lopan, host of this thing called The Wait a Minute Show, I'm gonna holler at y'all later. 2 things as always: stay positive and push forward. And we'll holler at you later. Lopan, let's go.